Well, it's a start. That's absolutely right. Sepp Blatter was the rotten head of a rotten organisation, but it's the whole organisation that has to change now. I think he should go straight away. There should be an interim president, ideally independent people coming in from outside to help shape the reform process. And I think we have to start getting into these questions about where the World Cups are going to be played in 2018 and 2022. Right now, we can't wait until next year, because I think clearly that process was corrupted and it needs to be rerun.
We should just point out that Sepp Blatter has not even been questioned by authorities at the moment. None of those allegations actually go back to him. What comes out in the future, you know, it remains to be seen. But Damien Collins, just in terms of the way FIFA operates, we're hearing from Richard Cable there about the Garcia report. And of course, this was the internal review within FIFA that wasn't put into the public domain. And the man, Mr. Garcia, who carried it out, said that a lot of that information was suppressed and he was very frustrated. Do you think that that report needs to be made public?
Yes, it does need to be made public. But it also, and the fact it wasn't, just shows that Sepp Blatter was never serious about reform, and therefore him staying on as president for another few months, or even until early next year, and the inside team at FIFA shaping a new reform agenda, the same people that blocked the Garcia report, that will rightly be seen, I think, as a wrong move. But the Garcia report was very limited. What we're seeing now is the Swiss authorities using their legal powers to have a criminal investigation, to use legal force, which Michael Garcia didn't have, to go after wrongdoing. But looking at the process, I mean, we know that 7 of the 22 people that voted on where the World Cup should be played in 2018 and 2022 have been forced out of football because of allegations of corruption. Now, one of those, Chuck Blazer, has pleaded guilty to 10 counts in the FBI's investigation for money laundering and racketeering. So I think we've got enough evidence now to say that process was failed and had been corrupted. And that should be one of the issues on the table right now. It's
quite interesting, isn't it, the early reaction to this still breaking news that Sepp Blatter has resigned is the fact that, you know, we've cut off the head of FIFA now, it will all be okay. But Sepp Blatter isn't on his own in FIFA. He has a lot of support around him. There are a lot of big, high-up official figures that have been in there as long as he has. Does it need to be a Salt Lake City moment like the Olympic Committee, where somebody comes in and investigates everyone and takes a look at everything across the board?
It does, and that's why it has to be led by outside people who are independent and can act sort of without any challenge or questioning about their motivations. Too often in FIFA in the past, and we saw this when Blatter himself took over from Havelange, that it was a kind of inside job. It was the old guard protecting each other. There may be people, this could be a bit like a palace coup at FIFA, where the old guard are thinking, we'll get rid of Blatter, tell him he's got to go, then we will close the wagon circle, we will protect ourselves, we'll ensure the next president is someone who will look after us. That is the real danger we have to be on the lookout for now, and that's why I think Blatter should go sooner. I think there's every chance he will have to go sooner, and this process will be driven not by FIFA, by the external forces that are massing against them, led particularly by the FBI and the Swiss authorities, and of course the views of football fans all around the world. I think it's their voice and their pressure that has finally brought this moment on. It was certainly not one that Sepp Blatter wanted to make, and not a decision he was going to take on Friday.
And where do you stand on the position of the Russia and Qatar World Cups? Of course, they have been awarded to those countries. An investigation is ongoing as to whether there was bribery and corruption involved in those bids. If that's found to be the case, I mean, who knows how long the investigation will take. Do you think it should be awarded to another country?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it should be rerun. I think we've got enough evidence already to say that the process was clearly corrupted. There were people who were involved in it, whose votes swayed the decision, who've faced these allegations and admitted to charges of corrupt practices. So the competition should be rerun. Now, there could be a debate of should Qatar and Russia be allowed to rebid, along with all the other countries that bid that were part of that failed process.
And then all be on a level playing field.
All be on a level playing field under new rules, with proper scrutiny. I think that's what has to happen. And we can't wait until spring next year before we start taking those sorts of decisions. We need to be doing it now.
OK, Damien Collins, thank you very much for speaking to us here on Sky News Tonight. Thank you.
Thanks.